today's show is brought to you by Manscaped. You know, the leaders in below the waistline grooming. And more importantly, when we talk about that Lawnmower 4.0 and all of the other packages that they have to enhance your personal hygiene in your very personal private areas, this is what you're looking for, baby. Manscaped comes to the table with everything that you need. And that Lawnmower 4.0 is something that we all can attest to, man. Number one, love the fact that they have a light that you can turn on and off so that way you can see all the little itsy bitsy pieces that you need to be seeing, man. But more importantly, it does help reduce nicks and cuts, waterproof, all the good stuff that you like. And Deke, it comes in black, which is a dope color when you're in the shower. Just saying, man, because you can't lose it that way. So with that being said, man, you definitely got to rock up with Manscaped. But more importantly, you got to use that promo code. And that promo code is MOATS. You use that when you make your purchase at manscaped.com. You'll get 20% off along with free shipping worldwide. So stop wasting time. Tap in with the homies at Manscaped. And when I tell you your friends and the Dangly twins and their friends will be appreciative of it, I can assure you of that. So shout out to Manscaped.
Cal Monier, we simply lost because of 3 picks, which can't happen. But other than those picks, Mitch played pretty well. Kenny is the guy, though, that's for sure.
I like the context. And I do think that you hit on some things in a positive way. The 3 picks were a big reason why we lost. They weren't the only reason, but they were a big part of that. But at the same time, Mitch did play really well in certain elements. I think both of those things can be true. But, yeah, and even Kenny being the guy. Yeah, I mean, I think we've all been on that page as well. So, yeah, I think all of those 3 things can have a certain semblance of truth to it. But yeah, when it comes down to the turnovers, you can't turn the ball over. Not in the red zone because it's taking off points off the board. Worst case scenario, those are 3 field goals, those are 9 points. That's the difference in the game, right? That simple. But in terms of the actual detail of the interceptions, 2 of them I say were like, actually no, 2 of them I say were legit plays by the defender, and one I would say was like just a bad overthrow. To give context for all 3 of them, when you talk about the Roquan Smith one, that was the first interception. Obviously, Mitch post-game said that he should have moved on from Pat on that because Pat's timing was off. But his timing was off because of what? Roquan Smith did a good job of, number one, disrupting the release and then sinking back. Mitch never looks like he sees him after that. And because of him not seeing Roquan's able to sink back, make a great play in terms of jumping up and getting the pick. If that was Miles Jack and Devin Bush, what would we be saying? Excellent play, right? But because it was Roquan Smith, a guy that's getting paid double-digit M's, a guy that we know is that guy, we act as if that was exclusively just, man, terrible play, Mitch. Nah, Roquan can make a play. The interception from Patrick Queen, that was the second one. I love that play. In fact, I looked at that play and I said, that's why you draft that guy where you draft him at. Because literally, they're playing cover 3, and he is holding it as if it was a cover 1 disguise, not pre-snap. I'm talking post-snap. That's high-level stuff. And then have the athletic ability to still sink back, cover that ground, get in the window, and then jump up and make the catch to intercept the ball. Man, that's high-level play. That's why you draft these guys in the first round. That's why you pay these guys what they get paid. And we supposed to have that type of stuff going on as well. It hasn't been to that type of level in terms of the splash, but I thought those 2 picks specifically, I thought that those 2 dudes, Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith, did what they were supposed to do. And they played exceptionally at times in that game yesterday, man. I thought that they were really the leaders of that defense, man, in terms of their downhill play, their pass rush ability, their tone setting in terms of the physicality, and obviously creating splash in the pass game. The third pick, I didn't like it because to me, that was just more so you're not moving the safety. It was, I don't want to say predetermined because Deontay did have a step, but you got to do something to hold the safety or get him to move. You can't just say, I'm just going to throw it up there and hope the safety don't make the play. And that was the frustrating part. That was the one where it's just like, bro, you didn't have to do that. And I did hear Mitch post-game say that he felt like at times he got over-aggressive. When you're talking about those 3 picks in the red zone, yeah. The criticism on him at times was not aggressive enough, too conservative. I felt like in those moments, man, yeah, he challenged them dudes. And when you're challenging the red zone, man, you got to be right. And when you're not, that's how you get paid off right there, man. And it was, it sucks that that's how it played out. But that is kind of that give and take with Mitch. We love the aggressiveness when he was throwing it down there to Deontay Johnson. When it was George Pickens catching it, when it was Deontay again catching it, they were having a nice little party on Marlon Humphrey over there. We talk about how Steven Sims was getting off on Marcus Peters at times. We saw Connor Hayward and Pat Fryer move. So it was like we were loving certain elements of it. We moved the ball. But turnovers in the red zone, that's the part where it's going to always have you feeling like it wasn't enough. And that's the part that, Mitch got to live with. And that's the sucky part. But that's why I do feel like all the things that you said right there, Kyle, long answer short, were very true in a sense. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually with him on that. What's crazy is, as I'm rewatching this game, and even throughout moments at the stadium, I was like, wow, Mitch is playing awesome. He's looking like Tampa Bay Buccaneers Mitch. Because outside of those 3 picks, Mitch did play good. I was liking some of the arm strength. I'm liking some of the throws he's making, taking shots down the field.
On the move.
Pickens, Deontay Johnson, really nice throws. He's moving around in the pocket. He looks confident out there. But then you're right, in terms of the over-aggressiveness or whatever caused those interceptions in the red zone or the Ravens side of the field, that's not what you want for this particular game.
Because you didn't
whenever it's you in there as the second string for us, and we, in general, we know how Steelers-Ravens games go. Yes. Every point matters. Low-scoring games. But then, so we have our second stringer and Mitch in there. They have their second stringer and Huntley, then gets down to their third stringer and Brown. Every point matters. So we get into the red zone. It's like, man, you do want to punch it in for 7, but these are free 3 points. And going into halftime, if we convert or just simply don't turn the ball over when we were in the red zone, it's tied up 13-13.
Yeah.
And then consider the other one that he threw is at another 3 points right there because we were moving the ball. I don't know if we were exactly in field goal range.
We were fringe. We were high red. It was like around the 40-yard line where he took the shot. And it was like you said, all
I think it was
them.
on first or second.
Yeah,
down. There's just no reason for it.
It was just like super aggressive. Yeah, like you said, you love it at certain elements, and that's the part. Is like it's almost like you're talking on both sides of your neck. Where we're like, we wanted to be aggressive, and we love the aggressiveness when we saw him connect down the yard multiple times. We were like, yo, we love that. But then that's where you have to find that balance, and it's a difficult line to toe when we talk about this being a game of inches. This is what we're referring to. We've talked about this multiple weeks now with Kenny Pickett where we're like, man, statistically, it's like, yo, he had these moments and it could have been a lot better if this was a catch, if that was a catch, right? And it's like, man, we looked at Mitch. It's like, bro, he ends 22 of 30 for 276. And that was with the 3 picks. I'm like, man, but that's this level. That's this game. And it's one of those things you can't undo. So when we talk about that, how fine of a line it is and why we comb through and critique every little thing, that is why. Because that literally, those 3 throws are the difference between us saying Mitch played a heck of a game and he probably made himself some more money next year wherever he's going to go to get another chance to start versus now people are saying, hey, man, should we start Mason Rudolph if Kenny can't go this week? 3 throws. That's the difference at this level. So even when we talk about Kenny Pickett at times, and some people might feel like we're hypercritical or a little bit too tough at certain points or certain points on him, this is why, because it is literally a game of inches. 3 throws change everybody's perspective of Mitch Trubisky. 3. And that's the part of this thing that, he got to live with. I'm used to living with it because that's what you do. For Kenny, he's learning it, but it's still not to that extent just yet for him because obviously there are 2 different stages in their career now. But that is the reality of yesterday, man, when I'm looking at Mitch specifically,
It's tough because I feel like you are talking out both sides of your mouth in a way whenever you're talking about some of the throws, slinging it out, being aggressive, because I like that, and we got to see it in the Bucs game.
Bro, it was good to see George Pickens back involved.
But I feel like it's just a cop-out. I think he came in with that mentality of just like, all right, I got nothing to lose. Let me just sling it out there a little bit. But this just wasn't the game for that. I think this was a different dynamic game than the Tampa Bay Bucs. Because I think we were down at points in the second half, and we needed like big stuff. In this one, it's every point matters.
But my question to you would be this: outside of those 3 interceptions, where are you looking and saying that he was too aggressive then? Because that aggressiveness got us into the red zone, right? We can't talk about being overly aggressive without the initial aggression that got us down there, that provided that spark. We didn't have that at the beginning of the game. And that was the part, too, where it was like, are we coming out flat? Like, what are we doing early on? But then we saw, man, it was like, nah, boom, boom, boom. In fact, remember, we scored so quick when he got out there. He was like, dang, man, hold on now. Let's see what's about to happen with Mitch. Is he about to do another Tampa game? Like, that's how it started out. But then, obviously, after that, now you start to get those red zone picks, and it just kills you. But each and every time that he had a red zone pick, it was still follow, or it was I don't even know how to say it. What happened before that was him being aggressive and it leading to success down that field. So, like I said, it's that double edge. Like you said, you live with it on certain occasions, but then at other times it can kill you. It's that fine balance, man.
That's the thing that's funny to me right now, though, with Pickett over these last 4 games. No interceptions. People complaining about him maybe not taking as many shots. It's like, okay, you were complaining about us getting field goals and getting points up on the board. And in this particular game, that's exactly what we needed. That's exactly what I feel like Pickett would have given us. And I'm not trying to compare Pickett, Trubisky, do we win with Pickett or whatnot? Because, like I said, I do think Trubisky still gave a very valiant effort. I was impressed by a lot of what I was seeing with him. But that's what Pickett has been doing for us, figuring out how to win games. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily about trying to take shots. I mean, that's part of it too. But in winning moments, knowing when to take those shots or knowing how to play a certain way, that all goes into the team winning, which I feel like Pickett was getting really good at.
I would agree.
Before he got hurt with this concussion.
Yeah, I would agree. But once again, I still feel like we're letting the 3 throws spread into more than just 3 throws. Because all of the aggression... I
think it affected the team more than just 3 throws. I mean...
It affected him in the sense that... I mean? No, it affected him in the sense that, yes, the overall impact was, 9 points off the board, critical. That was the reason why at the end when you look at the scoreboard. So we're not minimizing that. But when we speak on the aggression, it's just like, if this dude threw the ball 30 times, and we're talking specifically about these 3 plays, being the over-aggression, being the man where you got to make better decisions... I don't know. It's just, but that's this game. And that's why we also say turnovers are weighted differently. And you've heard us talk about that before, where it's like, man, guys can have gaudy numbers, but the turnovers matter. And the turnovers, so it's like, yo, you throw for 276. You had 8 incompletions, but 3 picks kill you. That's this game, man. That's this game. So, yeah, it's one of the ones where he got to chew on it, man, and he'll learn from it. And whenever he gets another opportunity, hopefully he'll grow from that. But, that's this game, man.